Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil, and it's time for the season finale of Loki. There are two kinds of superhero villains I've found. There are the villains that you know about throughout the entire story. They are the bane of our hero's existence, and the whole story is about beating them. And then there are villains like the villain here in Loki, because we don't know who the villain is. The villain is shrouded in mystery. We just see the effects of the villain. We see their face, the TVA, but the TVA is not the villain, not even the Timekeepers. The Timekeepers were just a facade, and so we don't know who the real bad guy is here. We don't know who is hiding out beyond the void at the end of time. We don't know who created the TVA. We don't know who's making a point of capturing every Loki variant. So it keeps you guessing the entire time. It's an entirely different kind of story. And since we're now here at the season finale, now is when the villain will be revealed, presumably. And so the question is the villain somebody we know? You know, there's obviously a ton of possibilities in the Marvel Universe at this point. At this point, I will admit, I am not a Marvel comic guy. I have gone through my comic book phase, but if I did read superhero comics, I read DC superhero comics. I you know, and just the basics, you know, the Batmans, a little bit of Superman, but the stuff I was really into were the supernatural comics, the Vertigo imprint, Sandman, Hellblazer, Preacher, Books of Magic, these sorts of Transmetropolitan, Why the Last Man, these sorts of books. And so if the villain of this show is somebody that we don't know in the MCU, then I don't know them, you know, and it makes total sense that we could be introducing a new major villain to the MCU. We've ridden Thanos as the bad guy for 10 plus movies that culminated in Endgame, and we need to establish a new major bad power in the Marvel Universe. And maybe this is a good time to do it. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe I mean, heck, I mean, could we put it beyond the realm of possibility that a variant of Loki has done this himself and has somehow achieved the power to get to the end of time, and Loki will literally end up fighting himself, the ultimate bad Loki? I don't know, but I guess what it boils down to is I have no idea what this final face-off is going to look like, because I don't know half of that equation. All I know is on one side, we've got Loki and Sylvie. On the other side, I don't know. And that's a really fascinating question to still be up in the air entering a finale. So, I've talked enough. Let's just jump right into it. This is the final episode of Season 1, Episode 6, and it's entitled, which is also the motto of the TVA, For All Time, Always.
For all time.
Always.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt High School. That pen is going to matter.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
That's how you punch.
Wakanda forever!
Now, you wouldn't have heard of me.
Let me put you on hold.
Dance off, bro!
Oh, interesting. Different intro.
I
don't know what to make of that. It's like all these iconic lines.
How dare they?
For the right to experience.
Motivated by women of the world.
What is grief if not love persevering?
What is going on? Did we just enter a different universe? I don't know what I've just seen exactly, but I feel like we just left the MCU. Am I supposed to recognize this castle?
Aren't you going to tell me not to kick the door in?
No.
Nothing to say.
That'll be a first.
If this was the DC universe, I'd be going, is that the Spectre?
Welcome to the Citadel at the end of time.
What is she doing here?
He's impressed.
Who's impressed?
He who remains. He created all, and he controls all, and he wants to offer you a deal. The TVA can keep doing its vital work, and y'all can live the lives you've always wanted. You can kill Thanos. You want the Infinity Gauntlet? Yours. Throne of Asgard? No problem.
Everything he's ever wanted.
What
but
about you, Missy? How would you like to wake up tomorrow with just a lifetime of happy memories?
Both of us. Together on the timeline.
But he could make it work.
It sounds terrible, but I can also get why they totally want it. Except the Avengers are dead.
We write our own destiny now.
Oh, sure you do. Good luck with that.
Okay, at least they were good enough to say no. I thought that would have been more tempting for them.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this'll be more useful.
He?
Who?
Who is he who remains? We're not going to get metaphysical here and call him God or anything. It's going to be something more, I don't know, something else. I feel like right now if I was a Marvel nerd, I'd be recognizing things, but I don't know. Who's this?
This is wild.
He who remains.
She's still calling me that? Creepy. Right. I like it.
This is underwhelming,
Come on.
but intentionally so. So
Come on, let's talk.
what's up?
From my office. Not what you were expecting,
No.
Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
No,
A little
just a
bit.
little bit easier to kill.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of any of this. Do you guys know who this is at this point?
I said I wasn't to be disturbed.
Well, you're not going to be happy to see me.
So you're gonna prune me?
I like that idea. But you know, my standards might be a little bit higher in that area than yours. You know, with close personal friends.
I'm sorry, Mobius.
Arya?
Timekeepers are fake. We're all variants. What mission?
It can't have been for nothing.
Now that we know your secret.
What did you do?
What did she do? Fremont, Ohio, FDR High School? Those are the pens. What's up with them?
Stand down, B-15.
Just wait.
What the hell is going on here?
There she is. That's the real one.
Who are you? And what the hell are you doing in my school?
That isn't Judge Renslayer.
Rebecca Tormanet is Judge Renslayer.
You've lost. We found you.
Duh. Of course you did. Oh, a swing and a miss. You can't kill me because I already know what's going to happen.
So he's...
I know it all. And I've seen it all. I paved the road.
So why does he want them? We're supposed to come here.
And I have the rest right here.
The future.
No, you can't get to the end until you've been changed by the journey. This stuff, it needs to happen to finish the quest.
This is writers getting very metaphysical right now.
Sylvie!
You think you can trust this guy?
Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
You know what would happen if we didn't prune the timeline?
What?
Chaos. Death.
Free will?
Only one person gets free will. The one in charge. You're of no danger to me.
Is that what you think? Yep, you're right.
He knew that was going to happen.
Where are you going to go?
In search of free will.
Without the me, without the TVA, everything burns. Before the TVA, a variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century. And he discovered that there were universes stacked on top of his own. Naturally, they made contact, and for a while, there was peace. Not every version of me was so pure of heart.
Right.
Each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others.
And then the Timekeepers came along and saved us all.
And I ended the multiversal war. You're welcome. Came to kill the devil. Well, guess what? I keep you safe. If you think I'm evil,
wait, so
this way.
Do you meet the other me?
Till you meet my variants.
Man, what do you do with all that info?
You may hate the dictator, but something far worse is going to fill that void if you depose him.
Or you're a liar.
Yeah. It could be it.
There's two options. One, you kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing.
Why would you give up being in control?
He's lived a million lifetimes. He's bored. He's tired. So they have to maintain the timeline?
You take over and return to the TVA as its benevolent rulers. We're all villains here. We've all done horrible, terrible, horrific things. But now, you have a chance to do them for a good reason.
Is that different? What's going on there? What are they going to reveal when they pull back out? Something different. Something's happened.
So I fibbed. I have no idea how the rest of this is going to go.
Another manipulation.
Loki believes it, I think. This guy's such an oddball. But I think I believe him. I think.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment.
Trust each
What
other.
if he's saying the truth?
So what? He's a liar, Loki.
So am I. And I don't think he was lying. Not about that.
You want the throne.
No.
Or was I thinking trusting you? Has this whole thing been a con? Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you can't trust.
Yep. And you can't be
And
trusted.
I can't be trusted.
Then I guess we're in a pickle.
Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's not. The cost of getting this wrong is too great.
She gonna kill him.
Sylvie, stop. Stop.
Girl needs a hug. They shouldn't be kissing. That's weird.
But I'm not you. Aren't you gonna beg for your life?
Good.
See you soon.
So that's gonna start the multiverse war. Now what? How do you get back from the void beyond the end of time? Well, I guess you've got your little controller thing. But yeah. That's what free will looks like.
No turning back now. That's what, 63 new branches in this unit alone?
Does he want us to just let them all branch?
Well, at this point, how are we even gonna stop it?
We can't.
We made a terrible mistake.
We freed the timeline. Someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Who are you? What's your name? Who are you?
They don't know him. He's in a different universe. Yeah, he's in a different universe. Alright, I'm gonna have to sit through the credits one last time here. Case file. Will return, season 2. Is that all we get? Okay, did that guy introduce himself and I miss it completely? Or is it still a mystery as to who our bad guy is? At least by name. I mean, clearly I get what he did if he was telling a true story, which I believe he is. I believe Loki believed. So in the future, there's a multiverse war that starts basically between competing hymns. What to make of that, I don't know. I mean, it's a fascinating final dilemma. You know, do you blow things up or do you become the new jail keeper? Basically, those are your two options if that gambit is a true one. And what would you do? And Loki was willing to consider being the new jail keeper, and Sylvie certainly wasn't. And she was clever enough to dispose of him, but she disposed of him into a different universe. So now, basically, I feel like what Marvel has done is they've basically given themselves permission to separate their stories. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, like I said during the episode, I think one of the really cool things about the Marvel Universe is it all exists in one universe. Anyone can pop up at any time. And now maybe, you know, every Marvel fan was looking forward to introducing the X-Men to the Avengers and getting Deadpool in there, and now there's going to be an infinite number of universes with infinite possibilities. And obviously that's a lot of fun for storytelling, but maybe it means you don't have that super strong through line that you've had in the past. Maybe you have more independent projects in the future. I'll have to go look, because I know there was a big announcement a couple of months back about all the new Marvel projects in the coming 2 or 3 years. And there were a lot of unfamiliar names, and there were certainly the returns of, you know, there was going to be a new Doctor Strange movie. I feel like there might even have been a Guardians of the Galaxy movie somehow. You know, there were going to, you know, there's more Spider-Mans coming, that sort of thing. But there were also a bunch of new titles. You know, we've got Shang-Chi coming, we've got the Eternals. I'm sure there's some other new ones that I don't know about or forgotten about. But what it boils down to is not all of these stories necessarily have to happen in the same universe anymore. And it'll be interesting to see how the fans react. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts on this theory of mine are. Am I completely off base? Am I totally reading this wrong? Or is this what Marvel is basically establishing for themselves? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Please educate me. I am by no means an expert in the Marvel Universe. I'm just a fan. And I would love to hear your thoughts. But we're going to get a season 2, which I was not anticipating. It would have been very difficult for me to believe that we'd get a second season of WandaVision or The Falcon and Winter Soldiers. Those felt like very standalone television series. And yet, they're already announcing a season 2 of Loki here, and there's definitely still story to tell. So it'll be interesting in season 2, is it Loki's mission to basically reunite the timelines into a single universe and yet somehow maintain free will? Is that a possibility? How does that work? Why wasn't that an option available to them? Lots to ponder. I had a lot of fun with this show. Like I've said in the past, very visually interesting. I thought Tom Hiddleston, as always, did an amazing job. There were definitely some exposition-heavy moments in the show, but I think they did a very good job of balancing that with some really interesting character development on his part. I feel like he's genuinely grown, and this might have been what you needed. What you got from season 1 was the proper transition of Loki into a hero, or, you know, at least not a villain anymore. He's a guy trying to do the right thing. He's a guy trying to be good. And that's, you know, you needed the time and the crisis to make that happen. You know, I think he came to terms with what he was. He was unwilling to accept that, and he made the choice to change. And that's all necessary in the hero's journey. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't know how long we're going to have to wait for season 2. I hope it's not too long, but I have a funny feeling it's going to be probably close to a year. These things usually are. And, you know, we'll just have to wait until then and you know, come up with some fun theories while we do so. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a real blast. I don't know what I'm going to put in this slot yet, now that we're done with Loki, but I'm looking forward to launching something new next week. Until then, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.